Now, a story that may sound like a fairy tale has turned into a horror story for two Saudi Arabian princesses. They've been locked up in their palace by their father for speaking out against women's rights abuses in the kingdom. The women have given my colleague Andrew Farmer a first-hand account of the situation.
We are running out of food and we ran out of water. We're distilling actually seawater. That's what we're doing. This is how bad it is. We're on survival mode actually. We're distilling water. We're eating some expired foods. Whatever we can find.
Over the last few weeks, you have had a lot of international exposure about your fate. Do you sense that that is helping at all?
We're still waiting to hear from the so-called international community, everyone who's defending human rights and all these so-called human rights organizations to come out and actually hold the king and his sons, Mr. bin Abdulaziz, to account.
Well, the king allegedly locked up his daughters 13 years ago, but some are claiming that move had little to do with their rights campaigning. Their incarceration came not long before he divorced their mother because she failed to give him a son. Political commentator Nasir Al-Amari shared his thoughts on the father's actions.
King Abdullah himself is considered by many Saudis to be a reformer, and it's hard to believe this when you see that his own daughters are actually being treated this way just because his ex-wife refuses to return to Saudi Arabia to be under his thumb, I guess, because she is an ex-wife. At the same time, there are a lot of Saudis who believe that King Abdullah has actually reformed Saudi Arabia. He talked at some point about allowing Saudi women to vote, but things are extremely slow.
Well, rights abuses in Saudi Arabia have long been a controversial issue. Rights groups say women there constantly fall victim to domestic violence and are not allowed to do things we take for granted, like driving a car, for example. Freedom of religion doesn't exist in Saudi Arabia, as all confessions other than Islam are banned, and those arrested for speaking out against the regime are often reportedly subjected to brutal treatment. In an exclusive interview to RT, the princess's mother says her daughter's case is just the tip of the iceberg.
They speak about driving, it's funny. They need women in Saudi Arabia, they need more than driving. They need their rights first. My daughters were mistreated psychologically, but some are physically abused. And this is either sometimes by a brother, a father, husband. Yes, my daughter's plight is highlighting this.